Introduction. Staying strong and healthy is on everyone's mind as we get older. But did you know our cells have their own clocks that tick as we age? Scientists have found special molecular markers, epigenetic clocks, and telomeres that act like tiny age-measuring tools inside our DNA. When these markers age more slowly, our bodies stay younger. Good news! Exercise can slow these clocks. In particular, resistance training, lifting weights or using bands, may help keep those molecular clocks running slower. In this article, we look at big health studies and recent experiments on how weight training, jogging, or a mix of both change these aging markers. We'll see which kind of exercise helps most, how much it matters, and share simple workout tips to keep your body young at the cellular level. Epigenetic clocks and aging. Think of epigenetic clocks as tiny switches on your DNA that change as you get older. These switches involve DNA methylation, where chemical tags get added to your genes. By measuring patterns of these tags, scientists can estimate your biological age, a number that shows how old your body is on the inside. A younger biological age means your cells look younger than your real age. Research shows being physically active is tied to a younger biological age. For example, a review of many studies found that people who exercised regularly tended to have slower epigenetic aging. In a very recent study, sedentary women aged 50 to 70 did 60 minutes of combined, aerobic plus strength, exercise 3 times per week. After 8 weeks, those who started with faster epigenetic aging saw a big drop in their age acceleration. Their cells looked about 2 years younger. Also, huge studies of thousands of adults confirm people with higher fitness levels tend to have younger epigenetic profiles. This means that even moderate regular exercise, walking, cycling, or lifting weights, is linked to a slower ticking of the biological clock. Epigenetic clocks are measured by sophisticated lab tests, but one can think of them like a mileage counter on a car. Every mile means a bit more wear. Exercise seems to put the brakes on that mileage, so our cells stay younger longer. Telomeres and exercise. Telomeres are like the plastic tips on shoelaces. They cap the ends of our chromosomes and protect our DNA. Every time a cell divides, telomeres get a little bit shorter. When they become very short, cells act old or die. So telomere length is another well-known marker of biological aging. Longer telomeres mean younger cells. Shorter telomeres mean older cells. Studies show that strong aerobic exercise can keep telomeres longer. In fact, in one study, ultramarathon runners had telomeres comparable to people 16 years younger. A large trial found that after 6 months of endurance training, like running or cycling, older adults actually had significantly longer white blood cell telomeres. In contrast, a resistance training program, lifting weights, did not significantly change telomere length. Another summary of exercise trials concluded that aerobic exercise done for more than 6 months is most likely to improve telomere length. That said, even if resistance training did not lengthen telomeres in these studies, it is safe and important for muscle health as we age. And some data hint that combining activities can be best. For example, a mixed program of cardio and strength lowered epigenetic age in women. So, even if weightlifting alone didn't boost telomeres in one study, combining it with jogging or walking seems smart. Comparing exercise types. Aerobic exercise, endurance, like running, swimming, brisk walking, or cycling, is well documented to help telomeres. In that 6-month trial, both moderate aerobic and high-intensity interval training groups had longer telomeres, while the weight training group did not. Also, the exercise meta-analysis mentioned above found that only aerobic exercise significantly improved telomere length. Resistance exercise, strength training, by itself did not show telomere benefits in those trials. However, it still provides huge gains for muscles and health. Resistance training builds strength, boosts metabolism, and even improves balance. It just might not lengthen telomeres as clearly as running does. Combined training, aerobic plus strength, seems to give the best of both worlds. The epigenetic study with older women did exactly this. They walked or jogged, plus lifted weights or used elastic bands for 8 weeks. Those women cut about 2 years off their epigenetic age. A large review recommends that exercise programs include both endurance and weight work to produce DNA methylation changes. In short, mixing workouts appears most powerful for slowing molecular aging. Designing a youthful workout regimen. Based on the science, here are simple tips to make your workouts anti-aging. Go moderate to heavy on weights, 2 to 3 times per week. Aim for at least 2 full-body strength sessions each week. Work the big muscle groups, legs, back, chest, arms, shoulders. For each exercise, try 8 to 12 repetitions with a weight or resistance that feels challenging but doable. A good rule: pick a weight where the last 2 reps are hard to finish. Even muscles working at moderate loads stimulate healthy genes. Studies of gait speed and grip strength versus epigenetic age suggest that simply doing any exercise is better than none, but challenging yourself matters too. Include multi-joint exercises. Focus on movements that use more than one joint at a time. Squats or leg presses, knee and hip joints work your legs and core. Push-ups or chest presses, shoulder, elbow, work chest and arms. Rows or pull-downs, shoulder, elbow, work back and biceps. These compound exercises let you lift heavier weights safely and build more muscle overall. Strengthening large muscles like quads, glutes, chest, back seems tied to better health markers. Keep it progressive. Gradually increase the challenge. If an exercise gets easy, add a little more weight or do an extra set. Even older adults can build new muscle. One study showed that men in their 60s who lifted weights 3 days a week for 22 weeks gained back muscle and strength to the level of young men. In other words, patience and consistency pay off. Mix in aerobic activity. Besides strength days, do cardio exercise on other days. Aim for 150 minutes a week of moderate activity, like brisk walking, cycling, or swimming, or 75 minutes of vigorous activity, running, fast cycling each week. Regular aerobic workouts add big anti-aging benefits to the telomere and DNA clocks. Even simple changes like taking the stairs or a daily walk help. Stay consistent and long-term. The research shows greater gains when training is kept up over months. The Telomeres study saw benefits after 6 months of exercise. The Epigenetic age study lasted 8 weeks, but noted especially the participants who started with faster aging had improvement. Avoid jumping in for just a week or two, treat it as a habit. Listen to your body, it's important to stay safe. If new to exercise or returning after a break, start slow, maybe 1 session per week, and build up. Use proper form and consider guidance from the coach or trainer if unsure. Many guidelines say 2 to 3 resistance sessions per week is ideal for older adults. That could mean doing each muscle group every 48 hours. So for example, lifting weights Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and doing some walking or cycling on other days. Overall, a balanced routine, combining lifting and moving your body, gives your cells signals to stay strong and young. The exact numbers, which exercise, how heavy, how often, can be adjusted to your fitness level. The key takeaway from science is, move more, use your muscles, and stick with it. Conclusion: biology is on our side. Exercise truly rewinds the clock a bit on our cells. Studies show that lifting weights and doing cardio both send healthy signals at the DNA level. Adults who work out tend to have longer telomeres and younger epigenetic ages than sedentary peers. In particular, mixing resistance training with aerobic exercise seems especially powerful for slowing aging markers. This means you can take action today. You do not need fancy machines. Even bodyweight exercises, bands or dumbbells, and brisk walks will help. Start simple. For example, try 2 days a week of basic strength moves, squats, push-ups, rows, and add 1 more when you can. Each week, you'll give your cells a reason to stay youthful. Over time, these choices add up. The science tells us that being active is not just good for muscles and heart. It literally helps us age more slowly at the molecular level, in our DNA and cells. Remember, it is never too late to start. Even older adults have built new muscle and slowed biological aging with exercise. Think of your workouts as a gift to your future self. Every rep and step says to your genes, not so fast, aging. With regular, enjoyable exercise, you'll feel stronger, more energetic, and literally younger on the inside. All links to sources are available in the text version of this article. You can find the full article at longevityfit.life/blog. Thanks for listening. For more research-driven guides on fitness, longevity, health span, and healthy aging, visit longevityfit.life. That's longevityfit.life for the full written research.